Good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about all things CBexchange. CBexchange is where you can access several different tools that will be able to help you with marketing and just your life as a real estate agent. There are a lot of different things there, so let's get logged in. If you go to, you can see my URL. It says login.coldwellbanker.com. If you put in www.cbexchange.com, it'll get you there. You need to have your username and password. Generally, your username is firstname.lastname@coldwellbanker.com. If you do not have your username and password, if you have your username but not your password, you can just click this link right here and it will send you a password reset link to your email. If you don't have your username or your password, if you have neither one, you can call the help desk and they can send you a reset link. I can't do that for you. This is something I don't have access to. If I could send it to you, I would, but you have to call the help desk for this one. So it's 1-877-426-5393. 1-877-426-5393 is the help desk number. Okay. CBexchange is getting ready to turn into CB Desk, or just Desk, I guess, is what it's going to be called. So I probably will be redoing this video, and that might be why right now it's login.coldwellbanker.com. They're probably redirecting the URL is cbexchange.com because it will be desk. So all of it will change. I've seen the previews. It's going to be kind of cool. But let's go over CBexchange as it is and give you a look at the different tools that are in there. It's taking a minute to load. All right. So when we log into Exchange, when we first come in, this is what's called the springboard. It says it's a springboard, and you can see the different tools. They're like icons. They kind of remind me of apps because when you click on them, they open a different tab on your computer, a different site. You have the option for content. This is like the blog post and different content that comes from the brand of Coldwell Banker. So if they push out different content, news articles, anything that would be like written content, it would be here. Tracker, this is for you as an agent. I don't have anything here. This is how you would track your production for the year. So you would want to track this to see if you were on target to maybe reach a certain goal. Maybe you wanted to be President's Circle or Circle of Excellence or something in particular. You could click on that tracker. Images, Coldwell Banker does different major media campaigns each year, different times throughout the year. We did the Homes for Dogs project, and the Someone to Love was a big commercial and media campaign. And then we've done the Guiding You Home campaign most recently. So they collect images, still images. I, for some reason, having trouble wrapping my tongue around that word, still images. But they get the single images out of those videos, and then you can click on the images icon and download those images for you to use as an agent if you wanted to use those in your personal marketing. Okay, so now we have these different tools that you can use as an agent. Zap is its own video, so I've kind of created a very brief overview of Zap in a separate video, so we can go over that later. The first thing I want us to go over is expressdocs. I want you to click on expressdocs. As you know, we as a company, Coldwell Banker Access Realty, we provide you with postcards when you get a listing, right? So when you turn in a listing, the admin goes in and they go into expressdocs and they buy postcards and create a postcard through expressdocs on your behalf. However, unless you've signed into expressdocs, your information is not automatically registered with this program. If you click on expressdocs like I just did, right, then expressdocs links with Coldwell Banker through CBexchange, and now your information is found there. So when the admin goes in to expressdocs, they can pull up all the different agents that are in that office, right? And they can say, oh, okay, I want to make a postcard for this agent. And then it pulls up and see this big long number? That's how it identifies you. So it can pull up your picture, because your picture is with Coldwell Banker. It knows, your phone number and all that information, and all that gets pulled onto your postcard. Until you've clicked the link, all you have to do is click on ExpressDocs. By clicking on the ExpressDocs link, all you have to do is just click that. Then it can kind of pull your information. And then when the admin goes in here to create your postcard for you for just listed and send them out on your behalf, it will have all your identifying information with your picture and all your correct, phone number and all that. So it's pretty cool. So all you do, we need you to at least do that once. Click on that, and then ExpressDocs can pull your information. So that's pretty cool thing right there. There's the buyer locator tool. This is a neat tool. If you're going on a listing presentation, you could type in the location of a home. This is my former home that I sold when I moved, when I lived in Lizella, Georgia. Lizella, that's a fun name to say. And it tells you a little bit of information about the people that live there, right? So this is what the first little bit of information you get about the, median age and the percentage of homes with kids and the average income and education level and family size. And then you learn other details about, property taxes, mortgage payment and homeowner expenses, disposable income, social media use, just oddball little information, but it's very, very average. So like, it can give you a idea. And like this personality profile, like Green Acres, I'm not really sure what that would mean. So you would hover on this little eye, and it would tell you Green Acres lifestyle, and it gives you an idea of what that means, like country living and self-reliance and stuff like that. So that, okay, but what really is cool is when you scroll down a little bit more, it's buyer matches. So based off the information of what we know about the people who live there, then they also have the data about the people that move and how people move around. And so Bloomingdale, Georgia is the most likely buyer match for Lizella. People are likely to buy within 12 months. 8.5% are likely to buy within 12 months, and they're an 84% buyer profile match. So anyhow, it seems odd because it also shows you Houston, Jones, and Chatham County are most likely to move to Bibb County. I see this and I think that's very odd. Like, I've lived in Lizella and I would prefer live here, and I don't know why the people that live here would want to move to Lizella, but whatever. Doesn't quite make sense to me, having lived in one but not the other. But what's really cool is you get in these zip codes, right? So if you're on a listing presentation, you can say, see, I know the zip codes of the people most likely to move to your home based on this data. And based on Census Bureau data, based on, all the algorithms, we know based on, tons of different streams of data, we know that these people in these zip codes are most likely to move to your home. So I can focus my marketing effort on these zip codes. And so that's a pretty cool tool to have. And that's the buyer locator. Another really cool tool is List Track. List Track is, once you have a listing, seeing who is viewing that listing and where they're at and where they're from. So like right now, this is hooked up to the Macon office, and it's the office as a whole. So like how our listings are being viewed and how often they're being viewed, and from what this shows us what location people are at when they're viewing our listings, right? So a few people in Chicago, some Oklahoma, but mainly Georgia, a little bit in Florida, right? So let's change the office, right? So that's Macon, but let's see what it would look like if we were in Milledgeville. Milledgeville is near Lake Sinclair, is Lake Sinclair. All right, so the heat map totally changes for Milledgeville, right? You have a much higher group of people in Atlanta wanting to go to like maybe Lake Sinclair. So like let's look at an individual listing. Like that's a whole office listing. So let's like look at a singular listing. Um, and you know, this one, I don't know as much about this one. I haven't pulled this one up before. Okay. So it hasn't been on the market long. It's only been viewed 4 times. But look at this. Look how unusual this is. Somebody in Iraq has viewed this home. We know it's been viewed in Georgia and in Florida. Oh, maybe it's not Georgia. Yeah, Atlanta, locally, somewhere in Florida, but then in Iraq. So it's very unusual. So your seller might want to know that, you could say, hey, I'm marketing your home, and not only is it being viewed here in Georgia, but it's being viewed in Oklahoma and Texas and Ohio. And, you can really tell them, hey, I can tell people from around the world, in these exact locations are viewing your home. So it's a really, really cool tool that you can use, and it lets your seller know that you're on top of it. Not only are you so on top of it, you can pinpoint the location of where people are viewing their home from. So that's called List Track. Brandserv. Brandserv is a super cool tool. Let me tell you about Brandserv. This is where you can get our logo. If you want the company logo to put on t-shirts, or like some people put it on their car, like you want the logo for the side of your car on your, you can get it on the back window of your car. You could go to logos right there and then go to DBA logos. And here are all of our logos. So when you would download the logos, it would download as a zip file. So each of these logos would be downloaded in multiple different formats. So when you open the zip file, it's saved as a PDF, a JPEG, a PNG, like multiple different ways. But one of those ways will be a high density print file. So when the printer says, if we're getting something for your car, they would be like, I need a blah, 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 certain kind of print file. When you download this, you would get that kind of file. Now, if you could ask me for that and I would send it to you. So don't worry about it. Like, don't get freaked out over it. But if I were busy, or you couldn't get a hold of me, or you wanted it right away, or if it was over the weekend or in the middle of the night and you wanted it, this is a way you could access it on your own. So, you know that you can do it. Brandserv just has a lot of neat tools. Any of these things that are here in Brandserv, you could click on them. Like these are like shout out to small businesses. So like if you clicked on this, these are all customizable, right? So I could customize this. I could change out the picture, shout out to small business, and I could, say whoever I wanted to give a shout out to, and then I could download that. It would say add to cart. Don't worry about that. You are not going to be charged for it. And you do check out. There is an add to cart and checkout section, but you do not get charged. And then you have this that you could share on your social media where you're shouting out to another small business, and that creates goodwill, and that's super cool. So Brandserv is definitely one you want to keep an eye on, because they have all kinds of really cool content, and they update it pretty frequently. That's just a very, very brief overview of CBexchange. Now, CBexchange, like I said, is getting ready to change, and it will be called Desk. So I plan to update this video and change it out when we move to Desk. So I look forward to doing that, but that's a brief overview of CBexchange as it stands now. As always, reach out with questions if you have any, and I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you in the next video.